Góðan daginn and welcome to the Project Pal. My name is Gunnhildur. I'm an Icelander, live in Iceland. This is my podcast, vlog, chat type of thing where I talk mainly about knitting, crocheting, yarn, anything fiber related because it is interesting. This is called Project Pal because I have projects, they are in piles, I just keep adding to the pile. I also talk quite a bit about the weather because then I always have something to talk about. And in the past how long I also talked about volcanic activity here in Iceland because it's Iceland. Speaking of which, I am so happy that I do not live on the southern peninsula right now because they have been shaking a lot. So basically it's twofold. But yeah, first off, didn't post anything last Sunday because I had the physical energy but not the mental energy. So yeah, I had everything ready and set to go. I had things to chat about, and then I just went took a nap instead. which is a thing. But yeah. So in light of that, the weather on top of that, okay, the weather in the past week in my area, it's been horrendous. Like, it's been annoying. The only good thing is that on Halloween night itself, because we are starting to celebrate that here, and it's fun, so much fun. That was the one okayest night. I mean, there wasn't a lot of wind, there was rain, so the kids still braved it, and they were so cute, and they were just, oh, so cute. So yeah, Halloween is a fairly recently readopted here in Iceland. We used to have it, like, definitely back in the Catholic days, but that was centuries ago. I don't really know enough about history of Halloween here in Iceland, so I don't quote me on that. But I feel, personally, Halloween sounds fun. It is fun. You get skulls, you get bats, you get witches, you get a lot of fun things. It's a reason to celebrate, like, folk tales, fairy tales, ghost tales, all those things that go bump in the night and are worthy of being remembered and spoken about. So from that perspective, I am all for Halloween. Also, candy, like. So yeah, this year, I think this is like the second or third year, second year. Yeah, I think it's second year that there's also actually an where the kids actually go for like mostly 3 hours on Halloween night and go trick-or-treating between houses. And it was so much fun. Like, if you want to participate, which everyone does, if you want to participate, you put a light outside your house. So, and you maybe decorate like we did with our staircase. And I think we had somewhere around 50 kids show up, and it was so much fun. They were so cute. They were so adorable. So yeah, on top of that, Halloween really fits in well with Dalmyrkur, which here in the eastern part of Iceland. Honestly, I feel like the rest of Iceland should also do it, but you know. I mean, here in the eastern part of Iceland, Dalmyrkur means days of darkness, and the alliteration in English sounds really dramatic, like you get dit, but in Icelandic you get dm, so it's like Dalmyrkur sounds lighter in Icelandic, same meaning, but anyway. So yeah, it's like the beginning of November, and it's just to welcome the darker days of the calendar year with a little bit of a lighter attitude. Mainly because, like here in the eastern part, a lot of the fjords we lose the sun for like sometimes up to 3 months a year if the weather is dark and dreary, like it has been in the past week. So getting this mental readjustment that the darkness is a-okay and is fine is needed. And yeah, so we had that. Unfortunately, like I was mentioning the weather, it's been raining. It's been annoying. Like it hasn't been like torrential rain, so we hadn't had like flooding like we had was it September or October that we had the flooding. Like it's getting enough of that. But on top of that, the past like I want to say 5 days we've also had the winds, and the winds are annoying. Like rain is one thing, but when we get the wind on top of it, it's just like. And just before I started shooting this, I noticed there are snowflakes. So on top of not just being rain, it's also sleeting, and it's like, I know it's November, but no. But yeah, so we've had that kind of weather here in the eastern part. Well, getting to the spirit of winter is here officially. It's getting darker, and I'm honestly starting to get in the mood to like maybe start looking at the Christmas decorations. just a little bit. Maybe tidy up. That might be a good idea. Yeah. But yeah, so we've had this not so fun weather in the eastern parts, but at least we haven't been shaking like the people around the more active area around Reykjanes, the southern peninsula. I think it was Grindavík, a small town. They have been the ones that have been getting the brunt of the earthquakes for the past 3 years. 3 years they have been shaking. Not constantly, but fairly regularly. And it actually got so bad. I know I'm smiling, but like, it actually got so bad. I think it was the night leading up to Thursday. It was actually on the news because it really shook a lot in the area during the night. And they had, I think, like 4 or 5 earthquakes at 4, just over and around 4 on the Richter scale. I think the biggest was 4.3. And like they had a small interview, one of the newspapers with one of the politicians. I think mainly because you got the people who do the news, because they have the contact information for politicians, so those people tend to be like the also like public relations type of thing. And the poor man, he woke up probably with a lot of other people in Grindavík around midnight, shaking, everything just, and then again around 3 in the morning, and he couldn't fall asleep again because he just did not feel safe. And I'm like, like I think that night they had about 1,000 quakes. So I'm just sitting here in the Eastern Fjords being like, the weather isn't nice, but at least I'm not shaking. Poor people. So obviously we never get like the planet can't like tell us directly there's going to be an eruption in that area. We at least have the ability now to make educated, informed guesstimations. But I'm fairly certain that, judging from how the experts and the scientists are talking about it, we probably are perhaps maybe fairly likely going to get another eruption fairly soon, probably before or around Christmas time. So I will keep informed. But yeah, this isn't really a channel about both earthquakes and the weather. This is mainly about knitting and crocheting, so maybe I should talk about that a little bit. So yeah, I didn't have a conversation with you last weekend because I didn't have the energy for it. But I did, so I can't really quite remember where I was last. Like I said before, smarter person would probably take a look at her own videos, but I am not that person, so. But I did finish both parts, both halves of the. Look at how colorful it's gonna be. Yeah, so I finished both halves of the Horizon cardigan. I just love the colors. So yeah, finished those and I've joined them together. So obviously the next part is doing all the rest of it. I just love the colors. They're like, I'm not sure quite exactly they remind me of. Joy. They remind me of joy. So yeah, this is still ongoing, obviously. And as for the... It's a very hobby theme for me right now. That makes me really happy. Because this is the Hobby Horizon. Can't remember where I put the last scheme, but yeah. Really nice yarn. And I love the pattern, obviously, since this is like the third cardigan that I'm making. And then I also got still... Look at that! Oh, the Hobby Halloween Universe Halloween sock wool. That I am only working on during knit nights. So I've gotten... Where's my yarn? I've gotten this far. Look at it! I'm definitely gonna need to change out the cable because this one is not gonna be long enough. Did make a little fib just here, so it's going to have the mark of being handmade. Do not feel like pulling that back. I'm like, nope, that's a sign. That's a sign it's a handmade. So that's staying. Because I don't know, I'm kind of the opinion that when you are hand making things, like one little mistake is a-okay because it's handmade. Like I'm not a big fan of things being like perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. So I like this. Also, I think for the most part when I've done this kind of a shawl, I think most of them have like a little something. So yeah. Actually, thinking about it, because the pattern that I got this... Wait. I got that pattern of this shawl off of Ravelry. And I haven't watched it yet, but I saw a video on YouTube all about the most hated knitters site, Ravelry, and I'm like, it's hated? Didn't know that. I think it's fairly useful. I mean, it's a reactionary. It's like these what do you call them? Like, wait, what do you call them? Like commentary channels. I don't really watch them. Like I watched a handful a few years ago until I realized that I'm really not interested in the things that they are talking about there. Mainly because reactionary channels exist simply to react. Self-explanatory. But that's their gimmick. That's the thing that they do, right? So they will constantly react to very often the same person. Again and again and again and again. And I'm just, listen, I'm gonna listen to you once talking about something, and if I'm not terribly interested in it, I'm gonna move on. I'm not interested in listening to one person being like obsessed with another person. It's like, no. So I have noticed from time to time that there are like commentary channels on YouTube about like YarnTube and KnitTube and whatever else is called, and they are so bizarre. Like this one about, I think, because I didn't watch it, but I kind of got the feeling that it's about people hating on Ravelry because Ravelry didn't kowtow to them. I don't know, I got a weird vibe from it. And another, actually there was another channel as well, but another one who was talking about some controversy with a person, no, two people, because of a pattern that I'm pretty certain that I've seen again and again and again over the internet for years now. And basically the drama that people either get into or make purely for the sake of drama, I feel like I don't know. I'm just not interested in that. If they're not talking about like earthquakes and volcanoes and what they're doing themselves, I'm just not interested. I got enough of that when I was a teenager and a kid. All the drama being, with social interactions and all that. I got my fill of that. I don't need it. I'm not interested. I just feel old when people start talking about things like that. And I'm just like, no. Talk to me about the yarn that you're using. Yeah, it's weird. People are weird. Oh, there's actually completely changing the subject because we have this box and we are moving it to the side. I actually did buy something. Not yarn. Did not buy yarn. But yarn adjacent because talking about patterns. Look. There's a new Lope. Again, I have no idea. I kind of feel like this does appear in other languages, but I am Icelandic. I read in Icelandic. But this I always get excited about because the fact that I've realized a little while ago that I actually have a favorite designer when I generally do not pay attention to who the designer is, and I'm like, I like the stuff that this woman brings out, Védís Jónsdóttir. So I'm actually gonna show you the overview of the pants because I do really like quite a lot. I kind of like this. I feel like I have, this is Lope, which means that it's made from Icelandic wool, but I feel like I have like other yarn that I might be able to use, and this just looks cute, so I maybe might use someone. Got a blanket. Let's see which one was. Yeah, this one or these. It's the same one, just different colors. Patchwork effect. I remember that on Knit Night when I bought this, quite a few of the ladies were very fond of it because it actually fit in with something that one of the ladies was thinking about. Page 304. I really like this scarf, and this is actually made from, I think they call it Jöklalopi or Glacier Lopi. It's a really bulky one. I haven't used it because I haven't come across it anywhere, but you use like 10mm needles making this scarf, and I like it. I also quite like this skirt, and if I remember correctly, they use Léttlopi, which we have found out in my knitting group that you can substitute with drops air. You use less of the yarn, but you can definitely use drops air if the pattern calls for Léttlopi. So that's a happy thought. And this, not the greatest picture, but this is actually like a rope, which is really interesting. And then we get the last page. Lovely bolero. And I really love the patterning on both the adult and the children's lopapesa. In the back, I think, yeah, it's called Stjörnuljós, which you might translate as either starlight or what do you call them? Sprinklers. You know the sprinklers that you use on like New Year's? The ones that you wave around? That's called Stjörnuljós or starlight in Icelandic, and that is that pattern. So yeah, I'm really interested in making that skirt because I really want one of those. The neighbor's children are definitely awake right now, being very lively this today. They're so cute. So yeah, I think that's enough. Hopefully I will remember to do something next weekend and have the energy. Actually, speaking of next week, so because I have so many minutes built into my minute bank at work, that means that I've got some time that I've earned that I'm going to take off. So I'm going to take Thursday, Friday and the following Monday off work because I've earned that time. So I'm actually going to have a 5-day weekend next weekend. And following the Monday after, that would be, yeah, so I'm taking the, what are you? The 9th, the 10th and the 13th off. The 20th is actually my birthday, but we are having a key personnel meeting at my work. So there will be, we are gonna go to probably Egilsstaðir, and we are going to have a meeting and then dinner. So I will actually get dinner accidentally offered by my company on my birthday. So I'm like, yay! And yeah. So that is the thing in the upcoming days. And speaking of Nano, because I'm participating in the National Novel Writing Month extravaganza, doing well. I just have no idea what I'm writing. So this is my 3rd year participating, and what I'm finding is that so far doing Nano right now, at where I'm at in my ability to write, is that Nano is really fantastic for when you're trying to figure out what the story is. So it's working so far. So yeah, I will do my best to see you again next weekend. I should definitely have both the physical and mental energy to do that. Should be very relaxed next weekend. So until then, take care and I'll see you later. Okay, bless.